Section 5.4, adding and subtracting polynomials. This is arguably the easiest section in the entire course. We have some vocabulary here, but the vocabulary is really the only difficult part. All right, we're talking about polynomials. Poly means many. Nomial means names or terms. Is a term or the finite sum of terms of the form ax to the n. So we have a coefficient x to some power, where x is any real number and n is a whole number. Okay? The degree of a polynomial is the largest exponent that it appears. So a polynomial, for example, would be something like 3x squared plus 4x minus 10. The degree of a polynomial is the largest exponent that appears. In this case, my largest exponent is a 2, so this would have a degree 2. We always write our polynomials in descending power order. That means you always start with your largest exponent, you go to your next largest until you're all the way to the bottom. Okay? Terms are separated by pluses and minuses. So this example I gave up here, this is one term, another term, and another term. So we have 3 terms in this particular polynomial. We have special names for some of them. A polynomial with only one term is called a monomial. Mono is a prefix meaning one. A polynomial with 2 terms is called a binomial. Bi means 2. Bicycle has 2 wheels. A polynomial with 3 terms is called a trinomial. Tricycle, 3 wheels. Tri means 3. Triangle, 3 sides. We don't have special names of other kinds. Okay? If I gave you a polynomial 8x cubed plus x, it has 2 terms because it's separated with a plus sign. It's a binomial with degree 3. My largest exponent is a 3. Okay? We're going to be talking about adding and subtracting these things. And addition is really just combining like terms. Okay? And we have to write our answer in the proper order. We've dealt with combining like terms already, but so far all we've meant by them is that they both have x as a variable or both have y as a variable. But it means a little bit more than that. We have to have the same variable and have exactly the same exponents. We cannot combine like terms here because they have, even though they're both x, because this has a power, ununderstood power of 1, and this is 3. If they don't have the same exponent, they're not like terms. Okay. Now, you're going to have some problems where your questions are written vertically and some where your questions are written horizontally. Now, this is the one that comes up most naturally in algebra. You're going to be dealing with them most often in this form. Sometimes like this. You can always take one like this and write it like this, and vice versa. The advantage here is that you can line up your like terms. Here I have a cubes lined up. Here I have a squareds lined up. All we do is we combine like terms. We add or subtract the numbers in front. 4a to the third. 6a to the third, 4 plus 6 is 10. So I have 10a to the third power. Negative 4 plus 5, that would be 1. You can write 1a squared or just a squared. And that would be your answer. All right, here we have one polynomial, one trinomial, plus a binomial. Technically, the parentheses don't matter here. When there's a plus sign in the middle and no multipliers or anything else, the parentheses don't matter here. They are simply to make it easier to see that you're adding 2 polynomials. Now let's just start combining some like terms here. Because things need to be written in the correct order, I always start off with my largest exponent and then keep going down. And that way I'm putting things in order as I'm working. 2r squared, 6r squared. I suggest that you underline them as you use them. 2 plus 6 is 8, r squared, because it's going to be easy to start thinking you've combined everything, but you've actually missed one. If you're underlining them as you use them, you're going to catch that. I also suggest that you do not mark them out as you use them. I'm not picky about this, but I know there are some instructors who say that you should only cancel it out if they really are canceling out, not just to show that you've used them. So Just don't develop that habit so you don't have to unlearn it from some picky teacher in the future. Okay, so we've combined those. Now let's go to our next largest exponent, which will be the first power here. 3r plus 2r. 3 plus 2 would be 5, so plus 5r. And then there's nothing to combine the minus 12 with, so it just stays around. And that would be my answer.